Okay, go ahead and lift your leg off the board towards me. And then we start with the first stage, just kind of the the distal third of the leg. Wrap it in kind of nice and tight so we don't get shifting migration later during the second stage of casting. And just wrap in nice even rolls here. Encompassing all the toes. Make sure there's no openings in the fiberglass anywhere. And we start rubbing in the resin. All right, then we're gonna place him back on the dynamic casting board that's been preset to the heel height that we've selected for him based on shoe selection that the patient's wearing, based on what position the ankle needs to be in to offload. And then we use our phone to measure the angle of inclination, the shank vertical angle. And we're shooting for about 9. Once we're there, we hold it. And then we mold in the foot section, making sure that we're getting some pressure on the heel to flatten the heel out, and then we're pushing the toe section and the forefoot and toes into our toe rise, which is usually about 1/2 inch, utilizing a wedge underneath. And the wedge is positioned right about the area of the metatarsal heads, and I angle it so that it's kind of going oblique to all the met heads following their anatomical location. And then we provide arch correction. We provide ankle correction, all while trying to maintain this shape for the rocker bottom of the brace. If we need to position the knee, we can position the knee to help make sure our ankle position is held exactly where we need it to get that subtalar joint neutral or in whatever fixed position we're wanting. We also try to hold the rotation of the foot in relationship to the knee based on our earlier evaluation from a standing position, looking at how the patient stands, how they weight bear, and what kind of rotation we have of the foot compared to the knee. Let's check our angle one more time.
So as we set up for the second stage, we want to make sure that we're putting the heel in a nice foam box so that the heel doesn't get flattened out at all. So it'll be nice and protected in that area. We also want to make sure, if possible, we have a second set of hands, or we have to be, if we're doing it by ourselves, we have to make sure we're aware of the fact that during this part of the casting process, because of the cut strip and depending on the calf or soft tissue of the patient, the entire first stage can plantar flex or invert and evert slightly, changing your ankle position or your angles as compared to the final alignment of the brace when you're looking at the cuff compared to the foot section. So it's important that we hold our rotation against the knee so that the foot is in the proper rotation to the knee, and then we want to make sure that we're holding in our correct position, if that needs to be held in dorsiflexion or a little bit of eversion, to make sure that we're holding the alignment that we were at during the first stage. So it's always helpful to have a second set of hands for this. Okay, so we tie in our first stage, to wrap up the leg. Start rubbing in that resin. And this is where we start forming the patellar tendon bar. We outline the tibial tubercle, the patella. It's nice to have the knee slightly flexed for this second stage so that the patella is accentuated to help create that relief area. And then we start molding in that medial tibial flare, either with your palm, fingers, however you prefer to do it. And then with your other hand, you want to be molding the other side of the tibia in that interosseous space on that tibialis anterior muscle. And this is where we really form our PTB. And this is how we're going to help load the leg. Don't worry about the calf. The calf will be loaded for a true PTB, but that's all done in modern. All the time, we keep looking at the knee alignment to the foot alignment, make sure we're not losing that. Some people's knees are a little more internally rotated, a little more externally rotated. We want to make sure that all the alignment we did in the first stage of casting isn't locked. The other benefit to pressing and molding on either side of that tibia is you help create that tibial crest area. It's getting pretty locked in. As the resin is hardening, we're getting to that last little bit of molding. We just want to make extra sure that our shape is